Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening on a Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Very good. Today's Labor Day. There's a lot of folks that don't have to work today, so enjoy some time with family and friends. And we don't have to work all day. We're going to be here for a short while and having some fun. But get on out there and have a darn good time. And then back to work tomorrow, folks. Coming up later in the program, we're going to talk with Dr. Harold Katz. As kids are all heading back to school, we're going to tell you how to avoid getting sore throats. Because if you get a sore throat, that's not fun. So we're going to give you some advice on how to avoid those. Also, did you know that a half hour of kissing reduces the body's allergic reaction to pollen?
Really?
Yeah. According to Japanese researchers at the Satao Hospital, kissing relaxes the body, and that reduces production of histamines.
I did not know that.
So, if you're allergic to stuff like pollen, what you're supposed to do is have a nice 30-minute makeout session. So, I don't know if we've got time right now, but what do you think? All right, coming up here in a bit, we're going to talk about a truck driver that had a whole lot of energy drink. We're going to tell you what happened to that. Interesting stuff. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
I'm not a big fan of energy drinks. And I've got friends that drink them and they love them, but I've just never really been into that. I tried some. I thought it tasted like medicine. Do you like energy drinks?
No, I don't drink them.
Well, there must be a lot of people that drink them, but a truck driver in Tennessee reports that his trailer containing, this is in Dyersburg, Tennessee, 2,880 cases of Red Bull, over $100,000 worth of Red Bull was stolen.
Oh.
Someone stole his trailer. And also in Dyersburg, somebody stole a different trailer with $100,000 of Kraft sauces. The trailer was found in Ohio. The sauces were gone. So there's somebody...
What would you do with all those sauces?
Probably sell them, I'm guessing. I don't know. Dump them in Ohio.
Yeah.
So somebody's got a rig. They're driving around picking up trailers and stealing all the stuff inside.
Huh.
I never really thought about it before, but, if you got the truck.
You wouldn't think, how hard it would be to unload that? How would you explain that you've got all this?
I don't know.
Where on earth would you sell it?
I have no clue. There's probably a black market for that kind of stuff. DiscountRedBull.com.
For sauce.
If there's really a website there, that was a complete... I have no clue. And I'm not accusing them of stealing theirs, if there is one there. I'm going to move on. Can a dead person sue a hospital? Well, we're going to find out. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
Thank you for listening on this Labor Day. Got a fun little thing here for our Heard It on the Radio segment. Can a dead person sue a hospital, Heidi?
Well, you wouldn't think so, but the family of the dead could.
Well, Jackson Township, Indiana woman is suing a hospital claiming that she is owed damages for the trouble she was caused when doctors pronounced another woman with the same name dead last winter. Diane Wright, 67, says Porter Hospital caused her to lose her Social Security and health insurance.
All right.
Just listen to the rest. After they allegedly notified various agencies that she had died. Somebody else with the same name died, but they were telling people that she, with her Social Security and health insurance, they're telling her health insurance company that she's dead. In addition, the federal government sent a claim to her husband demanding repayment of $3,000 in Social Security benefits paid to his late wife. The dearly departed was actually a different Diane Wright who died in January at the same place, at the same hospital. So I think what they need to do is fix it.
But how on earth would the hospital have gotten the wrong Social Security number and the wrong health insurance information?
Two patients with the same name. They grabbed the wrong file. They made a mistake. So they accidentally started notifying the wrong people that the wrong person was gone. So you'd think they could fix that, but it sounds like they're trying to say that's not our problem. So that's why she's suing. So
I think I probably would there.
So it's not really a dead person suing, but the hospital pronounced her dead. So That's one of the things that's fun. My name is John Small, and I have another John Small that lives right around the corner from me. And he's gotten mail for us.
Does
for
he
me.
Still live there? I haven't seen them.
I haven't talked to him recently. We get out and go for walks, but I guess they haven't been out. So I think they still live there, though. Anyway, they used to get phone calls for us quite a bit. It is confusing when you have somebody that lives near you that has the same name. But so far, at least, knock on wood, neither one of us have been pronounced dead accidentally. Thank goodness. So let's try to, John, stick with me here. Let's not do that. Coming up, we've got a bunch of fun stuff for your segment, Brain on Drugs and Moment of Duh. But this thing here, is true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your Brain on Drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your Brain on Drugs. You're probably not going to find this on the little directory thing there at the mall, but federal agencies report they've busted a pot-growing operation in the Mall of America. The Mall of Americas in Miami. The hydroponic grow house was located deep in a storeroom in the mall. Oh. Agents say growers tapped into the mall's power lines for electricity, but the amateur wiring could have caused a huge fire. Nobody was arrested. There were 200 plants that were seized. Authorities say they're not saying what tipped them to the marijuana at the mall. They're not going to tell anybody how they found out. They're just saying that we found out. So there you go. It's your Brain on Drugs. Hey, speaking of not telling how they found out, I watched a movie last night. You didn't stay up and watch it with me, but it was really good. It was called Kidnapping Mr. Heineken. True story about the Heineken, one of the people that actually owned the Heineken brewery.
Right.
In 1982, he was kidnapped, and it was a fascinating movie. And at the end, they got caught, but they said right in there that they still have no idea how they got caught. Like the police never told them what the tip-off was, how they found out. Fascinating movie. Sorry if I just ruined it for you by saying they got caught. But it's a true story, and it said right in there that, right on the box it said that. All right, coming up, we've got your Moment of Duh. Thanks for listening on Labor Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
And now your Moment of Duh. Police in North Andover, Massachusetts, accidentally interrupted a movie set thinking it was the site of a robbery attempt.
Ooh.
Director John Depew said he was filming a scene
Depew?
Yeah.
What an unfortunate
D-E-P-W.
name.
Well, that's not so bad. I've had worse. My last name is Small, so is yours. That's not so... Depew
That's
isn't
not awful.
No,
Depew?
it's not. I've lived with it way longer than you have. Director John Depew said he was filming a scene at a convenience store when police officers stormed in. 2 actors playing robbers were handcuffed. The confusion stemmed from a 911 call from an unidentified individual who said they saw a robbery taking place at the store. And I could see how that would be confusing. A person that's just wishing well, they're going, oh, no, there's a robbery. I'm going to do what I can to help. So, it turns out they were just filming a movie. Everything's fine. That is funny stuff.
That cracks me up.
Yeah, it cracks me up as well. Coming up, guess what? We're going to have your Scoop of the Day. That's on the way on this Labor Day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your Scoop of the Day. A bank robber stopped off after robbing a bank and bought a drink at a bar. At a very nearby bar, pulled out a $50 bill from a bag bulging with large denominations. A store employee flagged down the police and said, I think your guy's right in here.
Pretty sure this is the guy.
He's having a drink. A Texas man had a close call last week when he shot an armadillo, and the bullet ricocheted off the armadillo and hit him in the face. The incident happened at a man's property. He owned the property. It was 3 a.m. that he did this. Earlier in the year, a Georgia woman was injured when she shot. A shot was fired by her son-in-law, and it ricocheted off a different armadillo and hit her. So 2 different armadillo ricochets. Those little armadillo shells are pretty tough, apparently.
Apparently.
So
it's like armor.
Apparently. Or armadillo armor. I don't know. Did you know that more than half of Americans have never ridden a bike? A recent report also found that nearly 6% of Americans don't know how to ride a bike. but over half don't ride a bike on a regular basis. The study of nearly 1,200 people nationwide, well, that's not a very big number. So they based this on 1,200 people for the whole country. Well, we'll read the rest of it, even though I think it's a bunch of phooey. It says 12% of Americans said they didn't know how to ride a bike, compared to just 3% in the Midwest. Showed that young people are riding bikes less. 9% of those 18 to 34 said they couldn't ride a bike, while just 3% of those 55 and over said they don't know how to ride a bike.
Okay, but kids are riding bikes less because they're sitting in front of the TV playing video games, so they're not going anywhere.
And they have more options. Have you seen some of the things that are out there? They got these little, when I was a kid, we had skateboards, but now they have these skateboards with like swivelly wheels on them. They look so dangerous.
They do look very dangerous.
I
think even skateboards
We have a kid
dangerous.
across the street that has like a trike. He's way too big for a trike, but it's a trike with like swivel wheels on the back.
Yeah, that thing looks awesome.
And he turns the corner and like spins in circles, and I'm like, wow, I know I'm like 300 pounds, but I'd like to ride one of those.
Can I try that?
Hey, kid, can I ride this thing? It'll only be 1 second, and I'll break it. But well, a badger is recovering at a Polish animal shelter after the party animal was found passed out on a beach from having too much booze. Badger is believed to have stolen the booze from fellow beachgoers. After removing the beer caps with her teeth and guzzling away, the badger got a little bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to
name
party with
that badger Heidi. An Arizona man suspected of entering a home and threatening to kill the residents with a rattlesnake. That was his weapon of choice, a rattlesnake.
All right.
He reportedly used hornets as a weapon one other time. This guy's...
Oh, wow. Well, he's original. You got to give him that. He's going to have
his own reality show. Nathaniel Buck Harrison was arrested after police say he entered a home and accused a man there of being a rat who sent his friend to prison. At some point during the altercation, he broke a board over the victim's head and tried to get his rattlesnake to bite him. So, yeah, a very unconventional weapon. They're going to have to outlaw rattlesnakes now. A study in New Zealand Medical Journal says airline passengers should not try to hold their abdominal gas, but let it go. Otherwise, you could actually get yourself really sick and could cause a problem. So, saying, if you got a toot, you just let it shoot if you're on an airplane. Otherwise, it's dangerous for you.
I don't want to be sitting next to you when you
having that gas in there could really cause damages. If you want to lose weight, join soccer leagues. According to research from Copenhagen University in Denmark, a friendly game of soccer works off more fat and builds more muscle than jogging or walking.
Really?
And you have people kicking balls at you. So, you got to dodge and duck and dive. I think if they incorporated that into jogging and walking, that would be more of an interesting sport, too. When you're jogging, people should be able to just kick balls at you randomly.
There's no way I could take part in soccer. I would look like Forrest Gump running around out there. I'd have to have braces on my legs to protect my knees.
You can now add Facebook depression to a list of things that are real. That's linked with social media, all kinds of other things that are going on. Researchers disagree on whether it's simply an extension of real depression that some kids feel in other circumstances or a distinct new condition linked with using the online site. But Facebook depression is something that doctors are now actually saying people have.
We've talked about that before, haven't we?
What do I have, Doc? You have Facebook depression. What do you suggest I do?
Quit using Facebook.
Get on Twitter. And then you'll have Twitter depression. All right, let's check out our strange law. In Wichita, Kansas, it's illegal to carry a concealed bean snapper.
What's a bean snapper?
I don't know, but it's illegal to conceal one in Kansas, at least in Wichita. So don't do it. That's your strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day. Coming up, we have Dr. Harold Katz talking about how to avoid sore throats.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. I got a special guest on the line, Dr. Harold Katz, author of the Bad Breath Bible. We're going to talk about how to avoid sore throats. How you doing, Dr. Katz?
It's great. I woke up without any morning breath today.
That's always fun, isn't it?
Well, I do treat people that have bad breath. That's my specialty. I'm a dentist. I have a degree in bacteriology, but we do a lot of things with bacteria, and anything that involves the mouth and the throat, I've experienced, I've done, and more or less an expert on it.
Well, that's awesome, because what we're going to talk to you about today is right in that particular category. We're going to be talking about how you can prevent your kids from having a sore throat this school year. A lot of folks have kids going back to school, or maybe they just went back in the last few weeks. As they're heading back to school, we want to help them prevent sore throats, and this can also help them have better breath too, right?
Oh, yeah, it's all related. Yeah, it's a very good topic. In fact, we've been working on sore throats for a number of years. We were actually contacted by a group in New Zealand several years ago. In New Zealand, just as in the U.S., when school starts, half the school population doesn't show up after the first week because kids reinfect themselves. So I guess just some general information for your listeners. Sore throats, they're caused by a bacteria called Strep pyogenes. Now, don't worry, there's no final exam today. But that bacteria is related to the ones that cause bad breath and gum disease and tooth decay. They're all a series of what are called anaerobic bacteria. And just a simple thing that everyone can do is, you hear this every year about washing the hands. But what we've learned, because I do have a specialize in bacteria, many of these antibacterial soaps are basically a waste of money. All you need is hot water and soap, plain old soap. You don't need anything with triclosan in it, because what happens over a period of time, the bacteria become resistant to those antibacterial ingredients. So plain old soap, hot water. The old saying is you sing happy birthday to yourself twice, and that's enough time to get your hands thoroughly washed. But just here in Southern California last year, they did a study on the kindergarten children who were taught to wash their hands, and half the group were not taught, half were taught. The ones that were taught to wash their hands had almost no incidence of sore throats, whereas the other group, almost everyone had throughout the year. So that's the most critical thing you can do is wash your hands properly.
That's absolutely amazing. I never really thought about that before, that, washing your hands would even correlate to having a sore throat. But I suppose it's all germs, so it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. In fact, if I were to videotape you, and trust me, I'm not, but if I did, you would be surprised how many times your fingers go to your mouth. Your mouth is the number one portal of entry of bacteria. Your nose is second, so that inhaling bacteria and viruses is the second cause. But through your mouth, and that's why it applies to adults as well. Your keyboard on your computer, the ATM buttons, the remote control, they all have germs on them, and then throughout the day, we inadvertently bring those fingers to the mouth, whether you're eating raw foods or things like that. So washing the hands is really important. But one thing that's really good for kids, and again, for adults too, if you're sick, take your toothbrush and just toss it in the garbage. When you're better, get yourself another toothbrush. And the reason for that is you reinfect yourself with those bacteria. They live in the nooks and crannies of the toothbrush, and you don't want to keep making yourself sick. So that's an important thing. And then I guess from a product point of view, people always ask me, well, if I suck on a lozenge, is that going to help? Well, that does help, but make sure the lozenge contains zinc and is sugar-free. The mistake many people make is they're going to suck on a cold lozenge, but if it has sugar in it, the sugar, again, is feeding those bacteria, making them stronger, so you really don't get a net benefit effect. One of the things that we recommend as a sugar substitute is something called xylitol. That's spelled XYLITOL. We actually put it into a lozenge we manufacture called TheraBreath dry mouth lozenges. The concept is the zinc kills the bacteria, and then it also stimulates saliva. You need to keep your mouth as moist as possible, which then leads me to another thing is people should drink plenty of liquids when they experience that tickle in their throat. The bacteria do not like a moist environment. They love a dry environment. So make sure your house, you maybe need a humidifier. Dry weather is very bad for sore throats.
And I suppose that's why at the time of year that things start getting colder and drier, that's a big time that people start having sore throats.
Exactly right. And the mistake people make is, well, if I have that sore throat, that tickle in my throat, let me rinse my mouth and gargle with some alcohol-based mouthwash, because alcohol, that's going to kill germs. But the reality is there's not enough alcohol in those mouthwashes to kill anything, but certainly enough to make your mouth and throat dry. The leading mouthwash is 27% alcohol. You need a 70% solution to kill bacteria. All the 27% solution is going to do is make your mouth dry and maybe get you a little tipsy. I've done my own research on those mouthwashes, so you don't want to do that. What you want to use is an alcohol-free mouthwash. The one that we use in our clinics, again, is called TheraBreath, and that's at Walmart and Target and Rite Aid. All the drug chains have that product as well.
Very nice. You can also learn more at TheraBreath.com. Now, we're visiting right now with Dr. Harold Katz, author of the Bad Breath Bible. There's also a correlation between how much sleep we get and how prone we are to having a sore throat?
Yes, a recent study showed that children, if they get at least one more hour of sleep, that will help prevent the onset of the sore throat. Again, rest is very important, especially for children. They really don't sleep enough. 1 extra hour definitely does the trick. And talking about sleeping, one thing that we've seen, and we've done, I have 9 grandchildren, and when they start to get that tickle in the throat, I have my kids make sure they take the pillowcase and the pillow, stick it in a hot dryer. That will knock out some of those bacteria. Again, when you're sleeping at night, you're inhaling and exhaling all those nasty bugs right in your face because that's in the pillow. So putting the pillow in the dryer definitely does wonders. So there's real simple things people can do. One thing they should not do, and I've seen this myself when I was growing up, if you have a sore throat, do not put an aspirin directly on the area where your child has the sore throat. Aspirins are full of acetylsalicylic acid. It'll burn a hole in the oral tissue.
Ooh.
Aspirins, to reduce the fever, are made to be swallowed. They work systemically and not topically. So take the aspirin, take the baby aspirin, wherever your kid is taking. Make sure they use plenty of water with it, but never stick it directly onto a sore throat.
It's very good to know that. And also, the throwing the pillow in the dryer. I have never, ever heard of that before. I know I've never done that before, but that makes so much sense because when you think about it, all those germs that are in there, if you throw it in the dryer and run it for half hour, whatever it takes to heat it up really good, that makes a ton of sense to kill all of the bacteria. I'm going to do that today.
Okay, well, it knocks out the dust mites, and your head feels pretty nice against a nice warm pillow, especially in those areas where your listeners are located. Sometimes it gets pretty cold there in the fall and winter. Not here in California where I am, but maybe where you guys are.
Well, Dr. Katz, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me. The Bad Breath Bible, where can I find that book if I'd like to get a copy of that?
Oh, okay, yeah. What we're doing this time of the year, we actually have a new edition out of the Bad Breath Bible, and as I always joke, it does come in Old and New Testament. We don't want to offend anyone. We're going to give out a copy of the book free to your listeners,
nice.
As well as some free samples of the TheraBreath products that I had mentioned, the antibacterial products. They can just call my office. It's 800-557-6960. 800-557-6960. The book has plenty of information about bad breath, throat infections, and also lists medications which can lead to bad breath, high blood pressure medication, antihistamines, etc. So it's all in the book there.
Very nice. And I've got that number written down here. It's 800-557-6960. If you call that, when we call, we just say, hey, I was just hearing Dr. Katz talk to John. I want to get one of those, the Bad Breath Bibles.
Exactly. We take care of the rest.
Very, very good. Well, I'll send them your way, and thank you for doing what you do. I think this is such a great topic, and I'm sure we'll have an opportunity in the future to reach out and chat again because, this is one of those things that happens all the time. People get sick quite often, and if you've got ideas on how to help us reduce that is a huge help.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Well, again, Dr. Harold Katz, author of the Bad Breath Bible. If you would like to get your own free copy of the Bad Breath Bible, call that toll-free number right now, 800-557-6960. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today is a very special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, you know this one for sure. It's Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Yeah, so those of you that have the day off today, enjoy that. We're not going to be here too much longer, so thank you so much for tuning in. But we got other things today as well. It's Grandma Moses Day today, Google Commemoration Day today. I'm not sure what that means exactly.
I'm a Yahoo girl.
I'm a Google guy. Great Bathtub Race Day, National Attention Deficit Disorder Awareness Day. I lost interest halfway through that. Salami Day. I like salami.
You do like salami.
But only good salami. We got some the other day that was on sale, and I was like, ew, that's not good salami.
Salami is terrible.
And it's also neither snow nor rain day. So I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with the post office. I'm not exactly sure. But the big one on here is Labor Day, and that's the reason that people get the day off today. So get out there, celebrate, enjoy a little time with your family, have some fun, and then be back to work tomorrow bright and early. So coming up here in a moment, we've got 10 secrets to a stress-free personal life. Yeah,
that would be nice.
10 secrets. That's on the way right here on the John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening on this Monday, the 7th day of September.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Time now for 10 secrets to a stress-free personal life. Personal life. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Did that sound like really big?
No, it was amazing.
That was terrible. All right, number 1, create boundaries. Boundaries reflect what other people can or cannot do or say to you. For instance, I'm only able to listen to you when you speak calmly without shouting. This will leave you feeling protected from hurtful situations. So, like if somebody's getting in your face, just say, you know what, you calm down or I'm not even going to listen to you. All right.
That makes sense.
I'm sure that's going to work really well. Next, I'm going to try that next time you're yelling at me.
I probably wouldn't suggest that with me.
I'm just saying.
Personally.
Number 2 on the list, ask people to help you. There are people who just can't ask for help. I'm one of those. I need to get better at saying, hey, can you help me with this? Number 3, quiet your mind at least once a day. Concentrate on your breathing and let all of your thoughts go. I have never, ever been able to do that. Never. I'm always thinking of something.
But you know what? It would be good for you to learn how to meditate a little bit, I think. There are times.
Here's what happens when I try that quiet time stuff. I sit there and I think, I've got so much to do right now. I should probably be cleaning the garage. Oh, hey, I've got that report to finish. I should probably work on this ad that is supposed to be done. And then I just sit there and prioritize what I should do when I'm done thinking, you know. Now, number 4 on the list, explore and experience your feelings fully. So they're saying, let it out. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to cry at a sad movie.
Feelings.
How does that make you feel? So do those things. Next, plan a fun activity every day. Even if it's just 5 minutes, find something you like to do and do it. It could be watching something funny and laughing. It could be dancing, having a squirt gun fight with friends, whatever. Just get out there and do something fun for 5 minutes every day. Again, we're halfway through the list.
Only
of 10.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to say more than that, but they're saying a minimum of. 10 secrets to a stress-free personal life. Communicate your feelings using the statement, I feel. So every once in a while, I'll say, you know what? I feel like going to get some pizza.
I don't think that's what they mean.
They said, I feel, such as, I feel unimportant when you don't telephone me during the day. I'm not sure which country this is from because that would never be said in this one. Number 7, write in your journal every day. So I guess
I don't have
you
a
need
journal.
to get a journal first. Number 8, take time for yourself on a regular basis. Number 9, use the words would you when asking for things instead of, hey, hand me that. You can say, hey, would you hand me that? And then number 10, show your appreciation to others. And it'll be amazing how quickly
I know
they show
the
it
would
back.
you thing. That makes sense because we say, can you?
Yeah.
And then one of us always has the smart remark, yes, I can. And then nothing is done. It's like, okay, will you?
May you? could. Oh, whatever. I'll just get it. All right. Coming up, we're going to talk about how you could get banned from Little League for being too good. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
I was never really into sports when I was a kid.
Me either.
Or as an adult.
Not that I don't like sports. I like to play sports, but I was always so shy that I never liked to be singled out like in a group. I would panic when the ball would get thrown to me because I knew everybody would be looking at me. I hated it.
See, and I was never really good. But 9-year-old Jericho Scott can throw a baseball almost 40 miles per hour, which is pretty impressive for a kid, and apparently too impressive for Youth Baseball League of New Haven in Connecticut. The league just told Jericho he can no longer pitch on the league, but he took the mound last week anyway. The opposing team saw Jericho ready to play and forfeited the game. Officials said they plan on disbanding Jericho's team, and they're going to put the players on other teams in the league. Coach Wilfred Vidro says, how can you punish a kid for being too good?
That's not fair.
That is ridiculous. So this is a kid who is an amazing athlete. And
That's
they're saying,
not right.
You're just too good for Little League. Sorry.
That's not right.
So that'll be interesting to see where all of that goes. Because if I were that child's parent, I would be very disappointed.
I would be very upset. I would make that
could they
very
then
public.
Well, we're reading it here. Could they then allow this kid to play like on an adult league? I hope something good happens. And again, the young man's name is Jericho Scott. So if you want to check that out. Thanks for listening right here to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Another reason to eat breakfast, as if I need another reason. Skipping it may increase your chances of a heart attack. Ooh, I might have 2 breakfasts now. A study of older men found those who regularly skip breakfast had a 27% higher risk of a heart attack than those who ate a morning meal. That's a pretty big number. So why would you skip breakfast and be at a risk of a heart attack? Experts are not certain, but here's what they think. People who don't eat breakfast are more likely to be hungrier later in the day, and then they have bigger meals. Those people who have bigger meals also process larger amounts of calories in a short amount of time, and that can spike your sugar levels in the blood and perhaps lead to clogged arteries. So I will say this. My father had a heart attack and died at age 49. I don't ever remember him having breakfast. Maybe 5 or 6 times. Yeah, he hardly ever had breakfast. But he would eat a lot after that, at lunchtime and dinner time. So I certainly can see that. And if you're just tuning in, 27% higher risk of a heart attack if you skip breakfast, guys. So get out there and have a mix something and enjoy it.
A mix. I don't think that's probably what they're saying.
Have a Pop-Tart?
Yeah, I don't think that's probably what they're suggesting when they say
maybe a
breakfast.
Healthy one. All right. Coming up, I'm going to talk about your credit score and how that's linked to poking people on Facebook, apparently. That's all on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Heidi, imagine this. You're sitting at a bank trying to get a loan, and they say, I'm sorry, I can't give you that loan because you poked too many people on Facebook.
What?
Yeah. You're already concerned about your credit score, right? That's one thing you got to worry about if you're trying to get a loan. But, one day you could also be concerned about your Facebook friends. A few super tech startups are using social data when determining whether to loan you money or not.
What?
So they're looking on Facebook and all your social stuff to see who is this person and what do they do, because I don't know if I want to give them money if they're not quite who I want to give money to. One company checks out whether your Facebook friends list includes anyone who's ever been late paying back a Lendo loan, and if so, how often you interact with that person. So if you're friends with somebody that's not paying them, they're saying, well, your friend didn't pay us.
That's not right.
I'm not going to give you a loan because you probably won't pay us neither. So what would, if people looked at your Facebook account, Heidi, what would they think about you?
We won't talk about that.
We've maybe talked about this on the program before. My wife, Heidi, over here, and myself, we use Facebook for two completely different things. I enjoy going on Facebook to cheer people up and spread joy and laughter and, put wise comments on things and, try to just all around make people smile. Heidi, on the other hand, likes to share things that she finds that are probably the scariest, freakiest things. I'm like, I don't even want to think about that. Why are you sharing that? Well, I need to let the world know.
That's not all I post on my page.
No, you also post very inappropriate and vulgar things.
Very inappropriate things. Those are my favorite things to share.
You just make it really awkward for me at church. That's what you do. Because I remember walking into church one day, and a pastor came over and he said, hey, I saw something on Heidi's Facebook page. I'm like, wait. Where's this going to go? Because I just want to make sure I'm not responsible for what she's posting. And it was something that was actually okay that time. I was like, oh, good. Well, I'm glad you looked that day and not Thursday. All right. Thanks for listening on Labor Day. Coming up, we've got some good news to end the program right here on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
We search the internet high and low. We try to find something very positive to end the program. And I think this is such a cool story. As a matter of fact, I shared this morning on our Facebook page. So for those of you who are on Facebook, we talked about that just a little bit ago. Become a friend, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And you got to make sure you say show at the end. Otherwise, that's a different couple that are probably not too thrilled that we have this website. So anyway, check out this cool story. A lost wedding ring has been returned after 27 years.
Aww.
ABC News reports Larry Matty lost a ring while he was a patient at the Mayo Clinic. A plumber found the ring in a clogged pipe, but the plumber was not able to find the owner. That is, until about a month ago. That's when the plumber's wife met Larry's son at a wedding. Somehow the ring came up during their conversation, and based on the description, inside the ring, it was finally returned to its rightful owner.
That's nice. I like to hear things like that.
27 years later.
Nice.
Isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
Now, that would be, I think, the basis for a cool idea for a movie. I don't know why, but just the fact that I do, it would be a really short movie. I love movies that are based on a true story.
I don't think
you guys laugh at me all the time.
That would not be an interesting movie at all.
As I think about it, unless there's like if they got married or something, maybe that would make it a little more interesting. But just think about the odds that they happened to be at the same wedding 27 years later, and somehow this wedding ring came up, and somebody's like, "Oh wow, you know what? My dad lost his wedding ring 27 years ago." Really? My dad found a wedding ring 27 years ago. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Maybe that wouldn't be a fascinating movie. That's not
it's
even
a nice story, but I don't think it's movie
probably
worthy.
Not even enough to make a movie trailer, really.
Now that I think about it.
I still love real movies that are based on true stories. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening on Labor Day. Get out there and enjoy the rest of the day. And also be sure to tune in right here tomorrow for the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more about the Dollar Shave Club on their website, which I'll give to you here in a moment. But let me tell you what I know about them. I can tell you they save me money every single month. Mm-hmm. I can tell you I have sharper razors than I've ever had in my life. No more nicks and cuts because I always have a sharp razor instead of the dull, dirty, scrawny little things that I dig out from under the sink because I'm like, okay, there's got to be a better one in here somewhere. So I'd scrounge around and find one that you used shaving your legs or whatever and cut my face all up. No more of that. I always have a fresh, clean razor every time I need one, don't I?
Yeah.
They bring it to me in the mail every month, and I love it. You can, too, for as little as $3 a month. Check it out at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now your bonus break. The weirdest movie titles of all time. This is from OD.com. There's 10 of them on here. Should I start at 10 or should I start at 1?
Start at 10.
All right. Number 10 on the list is Rat Fink a Boo Boo from 1966. That's a real movie, Rat Fink a Boo Boo. Number 9 from 1954, PHFFFT. That was the title of a movie. Number 8, SSSSSS, 1973. Again, these are the weirdest movie titles of all time. Number 7, we've actually seen this.
Fart the movie?
No, that's not on the list. That's a dumb movie, too. Fart the movie, and I'm not kidding. It really is a movie. I love renting movies that I've never heard of to give them a chance, and it doesn't usually work out for me. I didn't think that one was going to be good. All right, Manos, the Hand of Fate.
Oh,
remember
yes,
that?
we've
Buddy
seen
in the box,
that.
Box in the buddy.
No, that wasn't that movie.
What was that one?
That one was some crazy movie. I can't remember what that one was called, but Manos, Hands of Fate. That
was a different
movie?
one?
Yeah,
all right. Well, it's from 1966. Number 6 on the list of the weirdest movie titles of all time, The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini.
Wow.
1966. 1964, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I think we've seen that, too.
We've seen that, too.
Number 5 on the list of weirdest movie titles of all time, EGAH. E-E-G-A-H, 1962. Number 3 on the list of the weirdest movie titles of all time, Can Hieronymus Merkin Ever Forget Mercy Humpy and Find True Happiness? These are titles you would make up for a movie. Number 2, Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter from 1966. Oh, by the way, the Hieronymus movie is from 1969. And the number 1 weirdest movie title of all time from 1963, The Incredibly Strange Creatures Who Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It is.
Everybody loves that.
I'd kind of like to see that movie.
Yeah. You know, the fun thing about the ones that we actually saw on Mystery Science Theater 3000, didn't we?
Yeah.
Is that where we saw them?
That's where Manos Hands of Fate was.
Yeah, we saw, and I think
and
Santa Claus too.
Movie, yeah.
So the ones on the list that we've seen, that's where we saw that, and that is such a funny show.
It is a great show.
If you've never seen it, you got to check it out. It's on the Retro TV channel, so check it out. Hey, guys, forget the champagne or wine. If you're looking for a romantic evening with your lady, fix her a glass of organic licorice tea.
Yeah.
And leave out some good and plenty licorice to snack on. Turns out the scent of licorice drives women crazy.
I love licorice.
I'm going to go get some right now. In fact, a study discovered that women who were around the smell of licorice were far more likely to be in the mood compared to women who are not around the scent of licorice. Even more in the mood than women who are around the scent of men's cologne. So, guys, rub a little Twizzler on your neck before you go out, and you might just get a little twisty action.
I think it means black licorice.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So my joke about nibs is not going to work?
And I would not mix nibs and a good sexual experience together.
Nibs and nookie? Just saying. Do they even make those anymore? Cherry nibs?
Yes, I love them.
Oh, I love those too. I haven't seen those in years. And from the file of dumb robbers, we talked about some dumb robbers in the show today as well. A bank robber was caught by police after giving in to his craving for a soda pop and a new shirt. Joseph Magnotti was arrested in a Subway sandwich shop a few minutes after a man wearing a bright red shirt robbed a bank nearby. He was also wearing a bright red shirt. He didn't see the no shirt, no shoes, no service sign. He had shoes, but he wasn't wearing a shirt when he walked in because he had taken that bright red shirt off.
Sure.
He ordered a drink and paid with a $50 bill, which he took from a bag bulging with just like the other guy, bulging with large denominations. He offered to buy an employee's shirt. Can I buy your shirt for $20?
Oh my gosh.
Another store employee thought that's kind of suspicious, and he went outside and flagged down a police officer who was riding by on a bicycle. He arrested him, now wearing his new Subway shirt. The Subway employee, Sandra Pitts, said, "We've never had nobody want to buy a shirt before."
Oh, that's funny.
Somebody sold him his shirt right off his back. He's wearing his new Subway shirt.
I would have for $50. I would have sold him the
Give
shirt.
me $20 for that shirt. He's like, okay. I don't like it here anyway. Hopefully he was wearing something under his Subway shirt. All right, and we're going to end things with this because I think that's going to do it. A man has been threatened with jail for wearing shorts in court in Malta. Simon Shirkop turned up wearing shorts and a T-shirt for a traffic matter in the court on the Mediterranean island. Now, this is a nice tropical place. Magistrate Carol Peralta said he was showing disrespect and fined him £38. She said, if you can't pay the shorts fine, you are going to go to jail. Shirkop was also fined for driving without a valid license. He told the bench that he didn't have enough money to pay the fine for wearing shorts. The magistrate told him, if you don't pay the fine within the time prescribed by law, you will go to prison to make up for it.
Oh.
So because he wore shorts to jail, he could go to prison. That's kind of a steep offense, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, I would say so.
That judge ain't messing around over there in Malta.
But you have to be respectful.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going for some...
Definitely. You don't just show... Well, he's in a tropical paradise. He'd probably wear shorts everywhere. I would. Heck, I wear shorts even when it's snowing outside. I love shorts. All right, that's going to do it for your bonus break. If you, ladies, if you'd like to wear shorts and have your legs look sexy and silky and smooth, I think that you should probably sign up for the Dollar Shave Club. You use my razors for your legs, don't you?
I do.
Do you like them?
Yes.
Are they better than the razors we used to have?
They're razors. They're good razors.
You don't think they're better?
I mean, it's nice that they come right to us, but a razor is a razor.
So what is the benefit then if a razor is a razor?
It comes right to you, and they're cheaper.
So they're cheaper, and they deliver them to you.
They deliver
and
them
as
right
Heidi
to you.
says, you can quote her on this, a razor is a razor. I think I'm going to put that on a T-shirt. The sponsor
They
must
probably
love
won't
you.
use that in their advertising.
I'm sure they love you, Heidi. She says it like it is. A razor's a razor. They're cheaper, and you bring them to me. Okay, then. You heard it here first. I don't even know if I should mention who it is.
Oh,
yeah, go to the website, dollarshaveclub.com/radio.